10 years younger than Jean Pro, but very much in terms of quality of ski jumping at the moment. And Desum floats long, two-footed on landing. And worth perhaps a mention that no Frenchman has ever won a World Cup. 118 meters for Desum from Courchevel. Personal best of 4th. And if he can put another leading jump together in the second round, who knows? Mika Laitinen for Finland, who was 13th yesterday. So the Finns, who've got a great deal of strength, now have to challenge the French. Left it quite late there. Oh, but he's got it long. Laitinen, whose form is not the most consistent. And that's very close to Desum. It might even be a fraction longer. 118 meters, remember, the Frenchman got. 113, in fact. My apologies, mistook the 5-meter line there. 8th for Laitinen. Now Tony Nieminen, well, he was really disappointing. 94 meters on the first jump here yesterday and no second effort. Better, he's going to get a second jump today, that's for sure. Nieminen, who's been 6th on 3 occasions this year, as well as 4th and 5th, really showing signs of a return to form until perhaps yesterday, when his 37th place finish was a real blot on the record book. 112.5, but good style there, pushes him up to 3rd place. Norway's #1 of the season so far, that is, Lasse Ottesen. Just one podium finish right in the opening weekend in Planica. He was 9th on the hill here yesterday. And interestingly enough, Ottesen, one of many who have yet to stand on the top rung of a podium. Never won a World Cup jump. Well, he won't lead the first round. 4th here last season. 107.5 meters for Ottesen. Leaves him a little bit to do with Desum at the moment, 118 meters. And remember, Desum, that is, makes 1.8 points per meter over Ottesen. Now, this is the man who shared the podium in 1990 here with Frankie Petek. Petek today, who's jumped 113 meters. Nicola, 7th yesterday, and he really has improved. 19th, and then 9th in Planica, and then 4th, 6th, 8th, 7th, 11th, and 7th. That's a superb opener there for Nicola, and he's going to get good style marks. He's looked really solid in that department all season. Really gets effort and power. 119 meters, and just short of the calculation point that would give him 60 points for distance. And Nicola leads for Finland, pushes the French down. Next man, Janne Soininen. Remember, the Finns actually, well, it wasn't really the happy camp that it might have been last night. They led 1-2-3 after the first round and looked odds on to take the victory, but they couldn't manage it. Janne Soininen in good form in qualification, and that's another good opening jump. And the crowd, it's not a big one, it's slightly larger than yesterday. 117.5 for Soininen. And podium finish yesterday, finished 3rd. and looking to go a little bit better, and he's certainly a man to watch out for today. Jumping well. Now here's the man who denied not one but two, but in fact all three Finns. Roberto Cecon, win number 4 of his career. This 23-year-old who's a much more settled man since, well, his marriage and now becoming a dad. And he's also got a trainer who's put him under the stick a little bit and made him work a little bit harder. He lives in Tarvisio, just across the Slovenian-Austria border, just not too far from Kranjska Gora, but it's in Italy, in the northeast corner. So Cecon, who jumped 123.5 meters yesterday, and he's opened with a cracker. Looking for the weekend double. And you're looking at the leader. Really good. Look how steady the skis are in the flight. And I think it's 125 meters, and if it is, that equals the hill record. 125.5, it's the new record. It's another half meter, and Cecon makes it official. Jinya Nishikata's record of last season, now old news. Janne Ahonen now, the runner-up yesterday. The winner here last season. Ahonen's gone long as well, and he's knocking on the door. Sails past into the red sector. The red carpet, the beginning of it, marking the calculation point, the end at about 126 meters. And Ahonen, and it really is a long jump, 123.5 meters, and he's right up there. Now Andy Goldberger getting a little bit forgotten, the World Cup leader and the Four Hills champion, only 4th yesterday, first time out of the first 2 all season. Not quite the height, but he's got the technique, and he's got the timing off the in-run, and he's got the telemark, so the 19s are going to be there for style. Remember, each judge has a possible 20. And Goldberger right up with the best. Look at the style here. The timing very good off the end of the table. Look at the skis, just a little bit of movement there, but the wind quite unstable even now. But Andy Goldberger is certainly in contention with Cecon, 125.5, and that equals the hill record, and Cecon and Goldberger strike the same mark. Engelberg not quite ready for the second jump to begin. This is the jury house where the style judges, all 5 of them, mark the ski jumpers as they pass them in flight. 2 Swiss, an Italian, a German, and a Canadian. Those are the men on duty. 35 is, or I should say, the 35th man to qualify, Jakub Sahaszek, so he'll be first to start this second jump. Kahanek, his teammate, ahead of Jiri Palmer, so the Czechs have done well in terms of numbers, although they're a bit sad to have lost Jaroslav Sakala, who finished 36th today. Moving up the order, the interesting thing to note here is the difference in points. Sahaszek with 72.1 points, and there, if you look at 37 there, Frankie Petek, he's got 104.4 points, but that still leaves him over 25 points behind the leaders. Tony Nieminen well down again, but here are the leaders. Andy Goldberger just a 1-point advantage over Cecon, and there's Ahonen. He's only 3 points off the pace. Only 16th after the first round. Much better. Much, much better. 9th yesterday. Again, another of the top ski jumpers in the world who are still looking for that elusive first World Cup victory. Ottesen, who's taken Olympic and World Championship medals, silvers and bronzes, but the gold is still the medal that eludes him. That was last season in Lahti, in the Lahti Festival. And that's a huge leap by Moser. And it's right up there with Cecon and Goldberger from the first round. Remember, they jumped 125.5 meters. And the crowd who've come, it may be small, but they've now got a third man to share. Respectable, that's his first season. Now, Espen Bredesen didn't qualify yesterday at all. Didn't even jump yesterday. The defending World Cup champion. But Bredesen, 110.5 meters in the first round, and he wants a piece of the action as well. 7 wins in his career. And he's looking for a share of the record as well. 125.5 meters. Remember, Cecon and Goldberger in the first round, joined in this second round by Christian Moser, and Bredesen makes it for 110.5 the start. First jump, putting Bredesen ahead, and he's going to be really cheered up by that. Next man down the in-run, Dieter Thoma, and he's gone even further, I think. Dieter Thoma, 126 meters. Dieter Thoma denies 4 men the hill record. And the 25-year-old from Hinterzarten, who's had 2 podium finishes in 3rd place, now leads the competition with a new hill record of 126.5 meters. So look at the form here as Thoma comes into land. 2-footed, loses on style, but he makes on meters. So Germany lead the competition, and remember, we've still got the best 10 to come. This is the man who was in 11th place after the first jump, Mika Laitinen. And it's not a hill record, but it's a long jump by this Finn, who finished 13th yesterday. A little inconsistent, his form this season. He's been 2nd and 3rd. But much better form than he had last season. 2 years ago, he was one of the best when he won a gold medal with the Finnish team in the Albertville Olympics. 114 meters for 5th place. Andreas Jakle, well, Germany are in the lead, and this tall man from Schönau denies his own teammate. No, he can't. Jakle, who was 6th yesterday and is currently 16th in the overall rankings for the season. Still looking to better that position. Never been better than 6th in World Cup, but he's 5th at the moment. But surely not destined to hold on to that. Frankie Petek, the man who won here in 1990, joint winner with Ari-Pekka Nicola. Now, can this former world champion also find his form? So many have done it this afternoon. Good jump, he's going to be pleased with that. Petek, still only 23. And 113 meters. The best he's finished this season was 5th. And remember, he didn't qualify for a 2nd jump last season, I should say yesterday. And he goes 5th at the moment. In 9th place after the first round. 8th place, I should say, Tony Nieminen, double Olympic champion back in 1992, very much on the comeback trail, although yesterday didn't qualify for a second jump, finished 37th. Oh, that's much better, and a nice, really deep telemark landing, looking really solid there. And Nieminen, 8 career wins in World Cup, the championship in 1992, and he's got good style this season as well. So well over 220 points in total for Nieminen, 120.5 meters, and goes into 4th place. A little bit back on course for him. Now the first of the 2 Frenchmen, this is Nicolas Jean-Pro, in very good form, 8th 24 hours ago here. And it's a good jump by Jean-Pro. No Frenchman, as I've mentioned before, has yet to win a World Cup. It surely can't be that far away with him and his teammate Nicolas Desum jumping consistently now and in good form. Jean-Pro, the cancelled retirement at the end of last season, really paying off. 7th and 8th in the last 2 jumps. He leads at the moment. He's taken over from Thoma. 123 meters over the calculation point by 3 meters. But can Desum go better? It's France from Germany, Bredesen for Norway in 3rd, then Moser in 4th place. But remember, it's Thoma who's got the hill record from Courchevel, just 17. Desum looking for a huge jump, and that's a big jump. Well over the calculation point, so bonus points in terms of distance. Desum, 5th here yesterday. He's never been better than 4th in the World Cup. So that's a characteristic of his, the arms out from the side. And he does get the telemark, and the 2 Frenchmen, 121.5 puts Desum into 2nd place. So now Janne Soininen. Soininen in excellent form. 2 3rd place finishes, the second of those coming just 24 hours ago on this hill. The other one in Garmisch-Partenkirchen on New Year's Day when he was 3rd there. 117.5 meters. He's more than capable of going over 120. Flowed nicely, and that's a terrific effort. Soininen right up there. Now, is he going to lead the competition? Nice form in the air. Doesn't always get the telemark on landing, and it was a little suspect there whether it was 2-footed. 124 meters, but given the telemark, look at that, nothing less than 19s, 19.5 for style. So now Nicola, well, he can depend on the style, or we can depend on that he'll produce it. This man who, as I said earlier, shared the victory here in 1990 with Frankie Petek. Nicola, good jump, but for once no telemark. Really stepping out for the meters. This most consistent of ski jumpers this season, the World Cup champion back in the year that he won this competition. And about 124 meters, I think, looks to be of that order. Now, what view, I wonder, the style judge is going to make of this. 124 meters, the distance and a half, but look at the style marks. Taking him down, just waiting for the Canadian judge. Come on, it can't be that difficult to make up your mind. It was clearly not a telemark at the end. So take off a mark or two But please make up your mind. We don't want the wind to come up even more. 18, second place. The style costing him the lead. Janne Ahonen, we're into the top three. Ahonen just 3.6 points off the pace behind Andy Goldberger after the first jump. The man who won here last year was runner-up 24 hours ago. He really does look so confident, and that's a good effort again from Ahonen. Not 126, it's not the hill record, that still belongs to Dieter Thoma. 125 meters. So he's going to go into the lead, the junior world champion of the past 2 seasons. Janne Ahonen, Garmisch winner. And 124 meters, in fact, takes the lead. 2 to go, and here's the man who won yesterday, 23-year-old Roberto Cecon, 1.79 m in height, 71 kilos, looking for win number 5 of his career, the runner-up on the big hill at Bischofshofen. And that looked good enough, timing off the end of the table, and it's long. That's an outstanding second leap there by Roberto Cecon. What a weekend this man's happening. Knocking on the door just before Christmas and again over New Year. And 126 meters, I think. He's got a share of the hill record. Thoma denied the exclusive honor and a telemark, and he's got 126. In fact, was Thoma 126 and a half? He was. So Cecon just short of the hill record, but he's not going to worry about that if he wins here. But is Goldberger going to take the day? To do it, he's probably going to have to set a hill record. Not quite as powerful, but it's long, and he really is cute on getting the telemark there. Now, has he got the favor of the judges so he doesn't lose any style marks? He's got the length, but has he got the style? 127 meters, he's got the hill record. An amazing leap by Andy Goldberger. What a way to come back. Yesterday was a hiccup when he finished 4th. He is the hill record holder, but look at that. The style marks. The style marks are down. He didn't fool the judges, and Cecon gets the double. What I feared, he just bent the knee after the landing, which was an attempt to fool the judges that he'd got the telemark, but they were eagle-eyed, and Goldberger goes into 2nd place. The 5th time he's been runner-up this year. Nothing wrong with the timing or the flight, but he loses the jump. Watch the landing as he comes in now. Watch the 2 feet come down together, then look at the bend of the knee. It comes really late. Thinks about it. There it is. Little indication there. But no, Mr. Goldberger, we spotted that one. And Roberto Cecon makes it an Italian double.